Hey, Freedom Team. Happy Monday Night Live. So excited to hang out with you guys tonight. I'm really super excited because this guest call is probably one that I've been the most excited about. So quick backstory. When I first got started, Brittany bribed me, begged me to build this business with her. I'm just kidding. She did not do either one of those things, but she did try to get me to understand that I could be successful here. And one of the people that she used to cast vision for me was Jill Renfroe. So I watched her Diamond Doc because I had watched other Diamond Docs before, but I'm telling you, I've always felt a little different than some of those other diamonds. And so when I hope this comes out the right way, Jill, but when I saw Jill's Diamond Doc, I'm like, oh, okay, I can do that. Like if I were going to have a Diamond Doc, it would look more like that one than that one. And so she's a school teacher. And so like it hit a nail for me. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like maybe I can do this. Like if she can do this, maybe I can do this. And then Brittany forced me to go up and talk to her at a private invitation reception at convention, much like where we'll be in a couple weeks. She's like, that's her go. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. She's like, yes, you are. You're here to grow. You're going to talk to her. I'll go with you, but you need to go talk to her. So I did, like a little scared puppy, got in line at this event with Jill. And I'm like, hi, Jill, I'm Christina. I think you're my idol and I really want to be a diamond one day, but I never keep any rank that I hit. And also I don't know what I'm doing here. And do you want to be friends? And I'm surprised she did not call security. But she stood there and talked to me forever. I mean, I was just as blown away in real life as I was from the Diamond Doc. And then fast forward, we've become really good friends over the years. And I just got to kind of watch a transition in her business and life. Jill's been through some things over the last several years. And to watch somebody walk through adversity, especially somebody, not that you idolize, but that you thought was the pinnacle. And then you saw them going through hard things, and the belief that the girl had, even after, she'll tell you her story, but the belief she has, number one, in this company to rebuild what she has rebuilt with the passion and the tenacity and the belief and the vision that she has. And she's giving it away still. She's giving it away and helping people reach their goals still, in spite of hurdles that would have caused other people to walk away completely. And to me, it's grit. It reminds me of the time I missed a rank and someone said, oh my gosh, I don't know how you'll ever recover. And I remember thinking, what do you mean? I got so close. We've always had the same mentality. And so for her, it didn't matter where her results were at this point in her business that she's going to talk about. What she knew was the trajectory necessary to get where she wanted to go. And so you're going to be so inspired by her. You're going to love her. She is a nut. Okay. So I'm not even actually sure what all she'll say tonight. So let's go. Jill, take it away, girl.
I am excited, but I want to say too, just want to put all this out there. I'm pretty sure I have permission to kind of say whatever, do whatever, be whatever. I pretty much get that vibe from y'all, and Christina's my people. And so I know that I don't need to apologize for anything that I'm going to say. Not that I'm about to get on here and turn y'all loose to that ain't it at all. Okay. But I just want to say flat out, it is so easy, y'all. It is so easy to look on a screen. It is so easy to look in an email. It's so easy to look at the convention speakers, the highlights, whatever, an Instagram profile, or someone who shows up in their stories every day with a really cute kid like mine, or whoever that is. And you say, there's no way, right? Or I don't know. That looks completely different from me. And how, like Christina said, for some reason, she saw my Diamond Doc and it was a little bit more relatable. One of the things that I always felt in my heart, like a really big nudge through this journey. My 8-year anniversary is this month in Plexus. And through my journey, I always felt a little bit different as well. I always felt a little rough on the edges. And I always felt like my husband is tatted up and he has sleeves, and we like to drink a cold beer and we still go to church. And I don't wear makeup often, and I am going to wear clothes from Walmart. And that's just me. And I'm very much Southern root family, kind of the old school days. And so I even like trending with clothes and stuff. I'm so out of the loop with what the trend is. I always have been. I was the last one to get an iPhone. Like that's just the kind of way I've always been. And something that I've always had really big in my heart through this journey is I always said when I was like silver and gold and senior gold and so on, climbing through the ranks, if I ever get asked to train or teach or just to share my story, I'm going to always show up as me. I am always going to like come as I am. I am going to just like tell the truth. I'm going to be that. I do never want to put myself on a pedestal. And I want someone to know that if you grew up in a trailer house, or if you grew up on government assistance, or you grew up with a single mom, me, that this is something that is available for you as well. My husband and I both came from divorced homes, very toxic, not good, very broken, right? Had hard childhood. And we decided in our marriage, which will be 9 years this month as well, another anniversary, that we were going to break generational curses in our family. We were going to set a new norm, a new expectation, right? A new level in our family for a legacy. And I felt like that in my Plexus business as well. Not saying that everybody else is doing a dog and pony show. No, but I do feel like I wanted to break any misunderstood conceptions that you had to be a certain way, because you don't. And the reason we're thinking those things is because those are the things we're making up in our head. It's not what anybody else is doing. It's what we're saying and making up. It's that devil coming into our mind saying, you're not good enough. How dare you think that? You're not smart enough. The baggage that you come from, your lifestyle, you don't belong. You didn't do X, Y, Z, whatever that might look like. Okay. So I just want to set that expectation before I ever go to start talking about anything and everything. I have lost Diamond twice. I want to go ahead and tell y'all that before I ever even say anything else. And that sucks and that hurts and that stings, but that sure ain't going to stop me. Okay. So I want to say that before anything else as well. So 8 years this month. It actually took me 9.5 months to reach gold. So some of you on this call are going for that rank, gold. You've got your eye on gold school. You've got your eye on that next, step in our comp plan. And I did not know what in the hell I was doing to get to gold. I had 55 people on my team when I went gold. Do the math. That don't add up. That don't make sense. That means I had more people going out the back door than the front door of my business. And at that point in time, I had to learn, right? I had to learn some new things to figure out, why is this not adding up? What is happening here? So at that point of gold, which is a very pivotal point in your business, which is why we have Gold School today, and it's exactly why we're training on leadership at Gold, and exactly why your leaders are taking gold as this different level in your business, because you wake up and you're like, wait, I got 20 people, 30 people, what's going on, right? And you have to figure out some new things. So I figured out some new things at Gold, right? And I had to make some changes. And so I want to tell you flat out, regardless of where you're at, if you're at Gold or you are all the way here at Diamond, we should be open to changes. Okay. Every single one of us, I don't care who you are. I don't know. Brittany's like Diamond times a million starred points, XYZ, PFQ. I don't even know what's happening. And I guarantee you she's open to changes. I guarantee you she's open to growth. I guarantee you she is open to learning new things. And I will tell you, the point where you're stuck in your business, I hate the S word. I would hear any other S word out there in the entire English language besides the word stuck. So I want to go ahead and let's get there. Let's go ahead and get there. If that's a word that you're saying in your messages to your upline and to your sideline, to your downline, your teams, your coaching calls, I want to go ahead and get up in your dang face right now. And I want to say, stop saying the S word. The only time that you are stuck, I hate the word. I just hate the word. It's like we say cheat. I hate the word cheat when it comes to like food. I cheated today. I cheated. Cheated is like you did something wrong and you went against like your spouse. You cheated on the test. No, you had a treat. You made a turn. Let's find a new word for it, but it's a nasty one. I don't like that word. So stuck, you're not stuck. The only time that you are stuck in this business or anything in life is when you have decided there's no more growth. You're not open to growth. You're not open to change. You're not open to reflection. So if that sentence, I am stuck, I'm tired of being stuck, I'm stuck here. If you're saying that over and over again, I want you to turn that finger around at some point in time in the next 24 hours. And I truly want you to get mega vulnerable. Like I'm talking like into the wound and like pick at it, make the scab bleed, like getting nasty up in there and flat out decide, okay, what am I not willing to do? And I want you to sit on that for a minute. What have I been held up on? What am I like? Why am I stuck? And we say, oh, everybody's falling back. Da, da, da. We can look at every excuse, but there are holes in our bucket, right? At some point in time, there's holes. If we're saying, I can't lose weight, I can't lose weight. Oh gosh, I hate when people say that. And we work in health and wellness, right? Yes, you can stop drinking wine every night. Yes, you can stop eating chips every day. Yes, you can stop drinking diet soda. Yes, you can. And we all know that because we're in health and wellness. We can all agree. Okay. People say, I'm tired of this is going on in my marriage. Change it, right? Maybe it's time to have sex. I don't know. Maybe it's time to do X, Y, and Z. Go on a date. Maybe it's time to, right? Yes. Okay. I'm tired of being in debt. Stop shopping. Stop spending unneeded money. Start eating at home. We all know those things that we need to do. We can do that. Every single one of us can pinpoint something in our life that we're like, duh, duh, duh. Now let's hone it into our business. So why are we stuck? What are we not willing to do? Change is uncomfortable. Right? Growth is uncomfortable, right? We've got to go against that comfort zone, that normal routine. And it's honestly easier to say, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, and live in that same routine of no moving, no motion, than for you to actually do the dirty work, put in the elbow grease and be uncomfortable. It truly is. It's like, when people say, choose your heart, right? Be fat, be this, be that, be that, choose your heart. And a lot of people would rather stay in that zone of no growth and stay comfortable than ever doing anything uncomfortable. So I want to really put that out there before we start talking about anything that I've done or did or made of an adjustment. And I just want to say, I am truly honored to be on this call. I'm asked to speak on many calls, but out of all the calls, this is the call that makes me a little nervous. This is the call that makes me shake a little bit. This is the top flipping team in Plexus. Okay. I'm not talking about like the top, whoever's making the most on the paycheck. I don't know. I'm not seeing the paychecks here. I don't know. Maybe we all probably know it's Celeste Gwynn and this and that. And she's got zebras and kangaroos in her backyard for all we know. But I'm talking about top growth, top leadership growth. That's this team. And it comes from these roots. You've got a really good family tree, a really good family tree. And y'all don't know this, but I've been a fly on your wall for a long time. And y'all don't know this, but I have been invited to a lot of y'all's team calls as a fly on the wall. I turn my camera off. I sign onto my iPad so you don't see my name. Yeah, I do some things like that. Y'all don't know this, but my leadership table, that's what I call my posse, my crew that are rowing in the boat with me. My leadership table has learned from your jewels as flies on the wall that we've been invited to. I am truly honored to get to speak to this team. If you are a silver on this team, I'm honored to be with you. Truly, your family is so loving and generous, and they take care of so many people in this entire company, and that's your blood. And you should walk proud when you enter into the doors at convention or wherever you go and say, that's my team. That's my family. That's my Plexus mama, grandmama, great-grandmama, great-great-great-great-grandmama. Gosh, that's a legacy. Like the generational curse my husband and I want to break with our family. Y'all don't have to break a generational curse with your Plexus family. It's beautiful. Nothing's broken. Nobody got divorced. Isn't that really cool? That's really awesome to say. So I just want to tell you, you should be so proud. And that is something that each and every one of you deserve a big kudos for, because you're showing up and you're fighting. And it's really, really beautiful to watch y'all fight. And I'm honored to be a part of that. So as much as Christina has said, you know, I was a pivotal point in her business, God lined that up years ago, because he knew that I was going to need her just as much as she needed me. So some of you may know, if you follow me on social media or not, my son, he'll actually be a year old on convention day. He was born on convention day. His birthday will probably be on convention day for the rest of our life, and we'll figure it out. Guess what? I'm going to convention. I will be at convention. I will see him when I come home. The reason I get to be with him 7 days a week, all day, every day, is because of this opportunity in business. So we are willing to make that sacrifice, even if it falls on his birthday. And he's not coming. I'm not a bad mom, I promise. We will have cake when I get home. Okay. So whatever your excuse is, it sure ain't your baby's first birthday. Get there. And it sure ain't. Okay. Don't even tell me your great grandma is having, it's my baby's first birthday and I'm going. You better be there. So if you need to log off this here in a minute and go get your ticket, figure it out, find a way, you do that. My first convention, we were so broke as a joke, like literally so broke as a joke. We didn't even have enough credit on a credit card for me to go. But you know what I did? I saved money. I sold purses. I slept in a room with 5 girls. We shared Subway footlongs. And my husband told me he would pawn his guitar because he knew that I needed to be here. And I will tell you, I don't have to have Subway footlongs anymore. I get to personally buy my team dinner and I don't need nobody to give me $5. Okay. So you decide what's going to be that pivotal point for you, but you got to freaking get there. All right, let's get back on track. So if you know me or whatever, follow me on social media, you know that my husband and I went through a really, really, really hard infertility journey. We lost lots of babies. Okay. So I know one day when I get to the gates of heaven, I'm going to have a little bench. I don't know what they're going to look like. I don't know if they're going to be babies, 6 months old, 6 years old, or grown adults. I don't know what that looks like in heaven. But when I get up there one day, there's going to be a line and they're going to say, "Hi, Mom." So I don't know what you went through, but I went through something really hard. And that was right at this point in my business where I was supposed to have it all together. I was supposed to be this rock star diamond. I was supposed to be training and leading and coaching and running and lifting and doing. And I was supposed to be helping people. And I got to a point where I couldn't help myself anymore. And I truly had to say, I got to take a step. And I got to figure out how to get through today. I got to figure out how to be happy as Jill, because I'm scared that I'll always be just Jill. Okay. And so God is so gracious and he is so good. I did find happiness as me. So obviously y'all know there's a beautiful story there. He'll be one on convention day, but I had to find happiness for myself. And that wasn't through work. And that wasn't through praises, or that wasn't through awards, or that wasn't through paycheck rising, right? I had to figure out how to get things well with my soul, because things were not well with my soul. So I don't know what you've gone through, but every single one of us have a story, and nobody's story is greater than another. You could have cancer in your family right now, or in your own body. You could have death. You could have divorce. You could be where I was at. And just your body you're just so angry at your body. I don't know what that looks like. It could be financial burden. It could be anything. And I want to tell you this: pain is pain. Okay. Pain is pain. Trauma is trauma. Nobody's is more greater than anybody else's. And you are allowed to feel the feeling. You are allowed to grieve. Okay. But I will tell you again, God is so good and he is so gracious, because at a point in time in my life, I had to truly get my blank together, like my other S word together. And I know 2020 was a touchy year for a lot of folks, but I'll tell you what, God did a good number on me in 2020. And I'm thankful for that. He may have shut all y'all down, okay? And he may have masked all y'all, but I will tell you, he unmasked me. When he removed me and secluded me, everybody else in this world, right? I had no distractions. I had no ways that I was, putting my time towards it. And I truly had to say, like, Jill, the only thing you got here is Netflix and everybody's already watched The Tiger King. Or, you can get busy and you can figure something out, and you can learn to like health again, and you can learn to love yourself again, and you can learn to talk to God again, because, I was mad. Oh, I was mad. You can learn to do blank again. And so I started doing some dirty work, okay, some big dirty work. And a lot of us had huge 2020 momentum. We know what that was like in our business if you were around. And I did, and I saw that, and that was beautiful and great. And the last bit, right when I was like, all right, God, I remember saying this to him, you're still good. And I remember I was running, and I said, even if not, you're still good. I'm okay as me. I'm okay. Even if it's just me and you the rest of my life, you're still good. And I'm still going to serve you. And I'm still going to praise you. And I'm still going to show up. I said that to God September 2020. And I found out I was pregnant with my son October 2020. So you don't tell me that God doesn't hear every cry and every prayer. And this has something to do with my business. I'm not here to tell you all my personal story, okay? You need to know the big backstory of Jill before you ever can just know Jill the Diamond, all right? So all of a sudden, that's something that I've been praying for a long time, years, right? It's there. And I'm like, I don't want to miss a moment. I want to enjoy this. Devil, you are not stealing this joy. If I want to go to Target and buy a baby thing, I am. And if I want to hang up a name sign, I am, because I'm tired of living in fear of don't do that, because what if that happens blank again? Right? And I just said, nope, I'm walking in victory every single day of this part, every single day of this pregnancy. I'm doing it. And I started walking in victory. And during that time, again, I had to readjust, and I had to say, I need to take care of me a little bit. And during that take care of me a little bit, that was around like the holidays, right? And people get distracted and they eat a lot of cookies. And then before you know it, they're like not showing up. And then they're like wearing pajamas all the time. And then before you know, that's happening, right? And so my points fell back again. But I was happy because what was going on in my life, right? And I was happy and I was there, and I had to do some rearranging of some people in my life. When you got people right in your inner circle and you realize that some people don't want to walk in joy and don't want to walk in that goodness with you, and you got to figure out to do some rearranging and set some boundaries. And sometimes that's people in your own business. Sometimes that's people who you have as a VIP, right? Some people who might be a business builder and you're like, that's it, she's it. But it ain't just about the point. It ain't just about the rank, right? It's about our soul. It's about who we are. And I just want to tell you, some people are going to drain you and they're going to ask you dumb questions every day. And you're like, girl, do you read the help center? Like, oh my gosh, that's not what the people I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who are truly life sucking, soul draining. And I had to do some rearranging. And at that point in time, some people in my team decided that Plexus wasn't what they wanted. And they moved to some shinier objects at the time. Right. And that I took a hit within my team. And I had to say, you know what? God, you're still good. I still choose to serve you. I still choose to be faithful to what you put in my heart. And regardless of what's happening over here, I know where I'm called. I know where my feet are planted, and I know where I need to be. Okay, so during this time, pregnant, beautiful, yay, all the things, have a beautiful baby boy, praise God. And I'm enjoying motherhood and all the things. And I'm in a massive mom fog. And all of you moms are like, yeah, duh. And here I am. And I'm like, I didn't know that because I've been in a fog for 5 years trying to get a kid. Now I got a kid and like, there's this fog that you're like, what does this even mean? You know? And like, nobody told me, wait, y'all said breastfeeding was beautiful. This ain't beautiful. This hurts. I don't like this. And I'm supposed to tell everybody I like this. I prayed for this. I don't like this. Why is nobody talking about this? Right. And so I like, whoa. So here we are again. So I'm like, all right. So I look up and I'm like, all right, Jill, you got it. Like your nipples aren't bleeding anymore. Like, you're all right. Like your stitches are out. Hold the hole here, y'all. 36 stitches. Okay. So like it was bad news bears. And so all this going on, I'm like, I'll never be normal again. Like I'll never wear a tampon again. I'll never like pee normal again. Like it was all like, and here I am. I'm like, God, if this is what I had to go through, okay. Like I already went through all this. Like it was a lot. And so one day I just look up and I'm like, Jill, let's get busy. And I'm like, okay, Jill, how do you get busy? I'm like talking to myself, truly. I'm like, how do you get busy? What does that even mean? I'm like, you need to figure out how to be a mom and work from home. I'm like, okay, yeah, right. Like, this is exactly what I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, these people like Brittany, I'm like, Brittany, governor's wife. I'm like, she's got like multiple children, like Christina, like multiple. What does that even mean? Like, I'm scared to even like wipe. Like, I don't even know, like that's where I was at. Okay. So I just need y'all to know I was having a lot of like personal issues going like, I'm supposed to be a diamond. I'm supposed to train. I'm supposed to show up. I'm supposed to help people. And like, I just don't know. Like, how am I supposed to do this? So here I am pointing the finger around saying, I got to do some stuff. And all of a sudden I'm going, okay, it's time to be super honest with yourself. What have you not been doing the way you should be doing? What have you done? And I'm having this like personal reflection talk. And all of a sudden God's like, Christina Williams. And I'm like, what? Yeah, she's Zooming, literally making quadrillions of dollars. I don't know. What do you want me to do? And he's like, Christina Williams. I'm like, I am not about to reach out to Christina Williams. She already's like, Jill, I love Griggs. Oh my God. Yeah, I talked to her all the day. I'm like, I am not about to, she got so many people. I'm not about to talk to her about business. Like, not at all. And he's like, Christina Williams. I couldn't even stop thinking. So one night, as I'm laying in my bed, everything's still hurting. I messaged her and I just said, here's the deal. I need someone to be blind eyes, truly, because I'm such in a fog of life. I don't even know if I'm going or coming. So can you tell me if I'm going or coming? Tell me what is happening. Not even about like momhood. I'm talking about like business. I should have asked more about that too. But we're all right now. We're good. So I allowed someone, this is a big point I want to talk to you about. I allowed someone that I respected, and I allowed someone to come into my vulnerability, my personal life, and pinpoint some bleeding areas in my life, in my business. And I was open to criticism. I was open to the questions. I was open to the coaching. I was open to her teaching and guiding, even if it hurt. And we got on the phone, and I remember I was in the Hobby Lobby parking lot without Griggs, because I was like, I told my husband I was going to go to Hobby Lobby, but like, this is the only time I got to talk. And she was like, all right, sounds good. And she laid it out. She was like, are you doing this? Are you doing that? Why not? Were you doing that? Why'd you stop? When did you do that? What do you think about that? Who are you trying to work with? And so I was telling her some people, and she's like, woo, honey, give up on them. They're dead. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why are you dragging them? And I'm like, well, like, they're my team. She's like, are they? So I was open to some really big personal, like vulnerability, like coaching, all the things. And that's what one of the huge things I want to get across to you tonight. You have such beautiful mentors in this company, and I know they're eager to coach you. But I want to ask you a big question. Are you open to that coaching, even if it's uncomfortable? Are you open to that coaching, even if you don't want to hear the answer, right? Because oftentimes we already know the answer, right? We do. And it's just really hard for us to say, yeah, you know, you're right, I'm not doing that. So let's look at that. I'm going to be kind of some bullet points real quick, but I wanted y'all to know all of that, because truly that's what it started with. It started with me saying, okay, God, I'm not stuck. I'm not a tree. I can move. I know how to rebuild. I've done it freaking before. I know how to do hard things. Hello, infertility. Hello, 3 rounds of IVF. Hello, losing another baby. I can do hard things. I can feel hard feelings. So what do I need to do? And he told me, right? He's Christina Williams. So I don't know who God's telling you to say, hey, I'm open to some coaching. I don't know what, maybe it's not your direct upline. Christina's not my direct upline. That wasn't the person that I needed. You know, my family tree, I didn't need to hear from them. So maybe it's someone that you value in this company. Maybe, I don't know, someone on this team of what that looks like. Okay. Maybe it's a friend of yours. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a pastor. I don't know. I don't know what that looks like for you, but I challenge you to look at someone within your upline. Number one, hopefully everybody gets along. Again, I don't believe your team is broken. Nobody's had a divorce, but I challenge you to look within your uplines, and maybe it's not the direct upline, but it's the upline. Maybe it's the great grandma, not just the mama. Maybe it's the grandma, right? Maybe it's the aunt over here that's a sideline something. Reach out. Okay. Be open to some coaching. Be honest with yourself. It starts with you. It doesn't start with anybody on your team. It doesn't start with anybody on your dream team. It doesn't start with anybody on your wishing well. And it doesn't even start with your upline. It starts with you. Are you willing to be honest with yourself? And that kind of hurts, right? It does. One of the biggest personal growth things I ever had to do as a teacher, my principal, she always was a little bit angry, but one of the best things she ever did is she told us one time, one of the things we had to do is set up a video camera in our classrooms, and we had to film ourselves from the time children walked in to the time children left. And then over like a week's time, we had to kind of chop and screw that 8-hour day. And we had to really dive in and listen to the tone of our voice, our body language, the way we were responding, what we were doing. And whoa, talk about a personal growth slap in the face. Truly. I was like, no wonder they didn't respond. Look at my body language. Even though my words were this, my body said no, right? Even though I was doing all the things and the gestures, the tone of my voice was wrong. Wow, look at that. Ooh, right? I was able to say, I got to make some changes. God, no wonder I wouldn't respond to myself either. So I want you to look at that in your business. Let's put a video camera on you. And that video camera oftentimes can be that mentor, that upline, that person who is seeing things within your downline, is seeing things within the coaching, is seeing things within your posting, your stories, your reach outs, your engagements, your events, everything like that. So that you can look at those areas that need to be called out and need to have some correction or need to kind of change some stuff up, right? So I want you to be honest with yourself. I want you to personal reflect. I want you to look into those areas of saying, why can't I get new VIPs? We got to dig deeper. It's not just because you're not putting good stories up on social media. That isn't it. That has nothing to do with it. I've said this for years in this business. You can go back and look at videos from me and trainings from me from 2015. I've said this for years. I taught reading and writing, not math, but here's a formula I do know. Big words plus big action equals big success. We've got to be able to speak it, believe it, have vision in it, praise it, represent it. Those are those big words, right? And we've got to have the big action. That's everything behind the scenes. That's putting the work. That's putting in the effort. That's talking to people. That's being an entrepreneur. That's showing up in your business. That's doing a lot of the things that equals big success. And oftentimes we've got one and not the other. We're like, I believe, I got the vision. I'm there. I'm going to be a diamond. But the action part is missing. Well, then we're not having big success. And then other times we've got big action, but I go to every call and every Monday night meetup and I'm at convention and I'm at the event and I'm there and I know all about hydrate and I can tell you about ProBio and I already know that this, but the vision, the words, the mindset is lacking. And that could be a reason we're not having success. So A plus B equals C. There we go. That's a formula that I swear upon in this. I have some people on my team that I'm thinking of right now. Goodness, they put the action to it. They are there, but the vision ain't there. The belief isn't there. The words aren't there. The reflection's not there. The coaching isn't there, or vice versa. They're there and they're like, I believe, I'm there, vision. And I'm like, well, why aren't you getting to commission? Like, where are your reach outs? How many conversations have you had? Where's your personal IPA? Where's the homework? Right? So you might say, Jill, I'm doing all of those things. And that's something that having that coaching with that upline or whoever is really going to help you be able to reflect and to pinpoint on. I want you to make a plan. I had to make a plan, make a huge plan of like, this is what I'm doing. And Christina told me, she said, when you got it, do not stop doing that for 90 days. Are you going to do this for 90 days? You're going to be willing to do this for 90 days, Jill. Like, don't decide after a week, nobody on your team showed up or it was uncomfortable and they didn't like it. 90 days, get back to the basics of what you know to do. Because I knew what to do. I just need somebody outside of my own mom fog, my own life stress, my own trauma, my own blinders, my own lack of sleep, my own hurt to say, hey, you got it. You know what to do. And I'm not going to let you give up, which I wasn't going to give up, but I'm not going to let you not do that for 90 days. So again, sometimes we've got to just have that mentor. We've got to just move over. So, and you've heard this 1,000 times. Like I'm going to say it again. Guys, consistency is huge. Consistency is huge. If you've fallen back from Ruby, you've fallen back from Emerald, you've fallen back from Sapphire, you've fallen back from Silver, whatever that might be, let me tell you how you don't get there, right? Is by not being consistent at all. That's the first thing that we've got to do. And I want you to think about the basics of this business very much. But what is the basics of this business? Truly, shout some things out in the chat. What do we need to do to make money? What do we need to do to make money? Truly, IPA, IPA, woo, talk to people. Okay, so we got it. Y'all know what to do. Social media, talk to people, IPA, we know what to do. So if you're feeling stuck, if you've fallen back, I'm going to ask you a huge question. Are you being consistent with everything y'all just said in this chat? And I'm not talking about Tuesday consistent, like, oh yeah, I do it on Tuesdays when my kids are like at my mom's house. No. That don't work. That's like saying, I took birth control on Wednesday and I don't know how I got pregnant. What are you talking about? Like, I don't know, I don't know why my blood pressure is high. Well, have you been taking your stuff? Like, I mean, we look at people like, duh, when it comes down to stuff, but then here we are in this business going, I don't know why blank. Talk to people, IPA, show up, duplicate, retention. I think that one needs to be stitched on a pillow. Retention, right? Again, you can have more people go out the back door than the front door, and you're going to be in a hamster wheel forever and ever. So I'm going to be super honest with you without even looking at your back office, your virtual office, whatever the heck you want to call it. If you're from the old people or the new people, I'll never not say back office anymore. So if you are like, I'm closing always, I'm like, I'm not rising, I'm not gaining. I'm not like, I'm here, I'm at like 30 points. But I've added. Okay. Red flag, Sister Sue, red flag. We got more people going out the back door. We're bringing in 3, but we're losing 3. We're losing 4, got 3. Like, it's not adding up. I had to say that in my business. I had to. Just 6 months ago in December, I had to say, why is this math not adding up? And I had to get back to the basic activity of getting in my reports, having my finger on my business, knowing who's ordering, knowing whose subscription's on, knowing whose cards got declined, not just expecting like, oh yeah, they'll do it. Duh. No, they won't. It's you being that customer service, you having your finger on the pulse of your business always. If you're a silver ambassador with 3 or 4 people, or if you're a diamond with thousands, our finger needs to be on the pulse of our business at all times. And I will tell you what is so cool. Are you ready? Like, I'm about to like the silvers, the golds, and the senior golds. This like, you're about to be like, yeah, I'm ahead of the game. Here we go. This is a lot easier to learn when you have 5 people, 10 people, 20 people, 50 people. And then if you got 500 of 5,000, because one day you're going to look up and you're going to have 500 people and you're like, I don't know what to do with all of them. How do I, blah, blah, blah. But if you've got systems in place already at this level of 3 people and you're like, yeah, you should be like, yeah, I got it. Right? 10, 15. Gosh, you're setting up such a great foundation. Go set up a great foundation. Go do it. Set up a great foundation. So everybody else is going like, well, hell, Jill, I should have done that 6 years ago. Great. No. There's hope for you too. Are you ready? Okay. There's hope for you too. Let's look at everybody who's brand new coming in. Let's look at everybody who's ordering. Okay. And I'm going to give you a little bit of permission to stop looking at the dead right now. Let's look at the life. Let's be excited for some things and let's change it today. All the new people coming in, they don't know what you didn't do 6 months ago. They don't know what you didn't do last year. They know what you're doing today. So today you've got a system. Today you're plugging them in. Today you're getting a welcome call. Today you're following up. Today you're doing, and you do that from today and now on. They don't know any better. But in your business, you're going to be able to say, everyone who joined me come June, what year is this? 2022 on, wow. I'm developing leaders. I'm talking about the business. I'm getting them on welcome calls. Look at them. They're smart and shiny. The reason everybody else is not smart and shiny is because you were not smart and shiny. I was not smart and shiny. We did not do the right things. We've got to do the right things. And that starts at moment 1 with that VIP. That starts with whatever your team has in place. And I know y'all have beautiful things in place. Gosh, it's just like a system that's like, like literally, like you open the box and it's like glitter, but the glitter doesn't work unless you lead them to the glitter. Okay. Like it doesn't work. It does not matter. People don't just automatically read an email. They don't, because I don't. And I'm a pretty smart cookie. I made it to diamond 3 times. Come on now. Like I can do this. And I'm not reading every email. Okay. Like it ain't happening. My husband has to be like, Jill, have you checked the bank account? I'm like, no, like, isn't that your job? He's like, come on. I'm like, can you just start checking this every single day? Like you need to get in the habit of this. I'm like, oh. So I'm telling you, whatever that is, right? We've got to lead people to the information, lead them to the help, lead them to the community, because you've got it. I want you to stop overthinking about what you're not the greatest at. Because what we often do is we take our weaknesses and we let those shine. And we say, but my stories aren't the best. My posting isn't the best. My wording isn't the best. I'm not good on Zoom calls. I say, yeah, like way too much. And I am just not a phone person. We let everything of our weakness outshine our strengths. Guys, it doesn't matter. You were made you, and his seal of approval has been on you since day 1. Yay. Like you were the fastest swimmer. Like, that's really cool. Like, I don't know if you've ever realized that, but like when you sit there and you go through years of like infertility, like IVF doctor stuff, and you figure out all the things there is to like sperm and egg, you're like, wow, like 1? Huh. Whoa. Like you made it out of billions, gal. Okay. I'd say that you got a seal of approval on you. All right. You got some great things that are shining in your life. And it's time to let those shine over those weaknesses. I want you to get back to work, because a lot of times we just talk about it and we hope about it and we dream about it and we complain about it. I want you to get back to work. Get back to the basics of work. And that means gathering your people, doing your IPA, learning new things, hosting a call, reading a book. Literally, Christina told me, Jill, what book are you reading? And I was like, you think I got time to read a book? She was like, don't you dare tell me you don't have time to read a book. I'm like, I'm literally like still wearing mom diapers. Like, is this a thing? Read a book? And she's like, yeah, read a book. I'm like, okay, all right, gag. All right, let me get back to reading a book. Let me pencil that in. Sure. Yeah. So I want you to pencil that in. Audible, whatever that looks like for you. You've got to be learning, because I will tell you, the second you unplug from learning, the cobwebs start to fill up. The rust starts to fill up. You have got to stay plugged in like your phone to that charger, because if not, you're going to go dead and die, and they're going to have a new upgrade and you're going to be the old one. Okay. Like your iPhone's not going to work. Like that's the way that it's going to be. I want you to get back to work. Okay. And then I want to give you just one last thing, and then I know we got to go. All of those people, right? You're like, oh, my team. Let's look at this. Okay. Jim Viev taught me this. I love working with her. She'll call you out on some, here's the deal. She told me this. Here's the deal. Team, let's narrow down that word. She was like, community is all the people on your plexus community. That could be 5, that could be 50, that could be 5,000. That's your plexus community. She was like, then we got to narrow it down from there. Who are the people working this business with you? Okay. Those are your business builders, right? And then once you narrow it down from there, like your ride or dies, the people who like the tide and the tornado could come in and they are not going nowhere. That's your posse. So you've got your community, your business builders who are like, hot 1 month, cold 1 month, in 1 month. Y'all know them. It's summer. I can totally work my business. And then it's August and you're like, are you dead? You know how that is. And so then you're like, y'all know, don't you dare, you know, and some of that might be you. I'm calling you out. Beep, beep, beep. Time to wake up, Sister Sue, like get back to work. How can you have a team that is doing things you're not doing? That's going to be there you go. We could honestly just said that on the call and just been done. How can you have a diamond team if you're not doing things that a diamond would do? Like WWJD, what would a diamond do? Let's do WWDD. Okay. True story. Doesn't mean you work 40 hours a week. That doesn't mean that your planner looks like Christina and blocked to the minute and 30 seconds of the day, color coordinated. That's her brain right now. You're going to get there. That took a lot of learning, a lot of coaching, a lot of guiding. Okay. But you don't need to look at your chapter 1 and look at her chapter 79, volume 12 and go, oh, it's got to look like that. Not today. We're going to get there. Let's learn a little bit. Let's read a book. Let's show up. Let's dig a little deeper. Let's get back to work. Let's talk to people about plexus. Woo, that might be a thing. That could truly change our business, right? And I want to tell you this. If a diamond needs to reevaluate all of these things, so do you. So do you. I still need it. Literally, I have like, you know, the little like angel, devil, birdie. Like I have the little Christina, like constantly, like, okay. Okay. So, in December, she told me, she looked at me, she said, well, through, Zoom, she said, you need to go get a new team. You need to go and run fast and run hard and don't stop. And don't you wait on any product to be the Zoom. Don't you wait on a pandemic to Zoom you. Don't you wait on Alec and Tarla Plexus to Zoom you. You go Zoom and people are either going to Zoom or they're not. And you're going to know who's going to with you or who's not. And y'all, I just put my head down and got to work. I made everything exciting. I made everything fun. I started showing up. I started reading. I started guiding. I started going live. I started showing my face. And she said, you go get a new level 1, like in the next freaking day. And you teach them to do this right. And you do the business and you do it strong. That level 1, I met her on Instagram a week after Christina and I talked. That level 1 today is a senior Ruby, and she is speaking at convention. Talk about a full circle moment. And this brings me to tears because one of the calls that I got to be a fly on y'all's team for, Brittany has no idea she said this, and it changed everything for me. She said, the day that your team is up there and they're teaching and they're leading and they're getting invited, that says something. Okay? It ain't about all of this like, what am I? Guys, we've got to develop leaders. We got to share this vision. We've got to help people be successful. We have got to run with that vision so big and so fast, again, through hell or high water. We are not getting knocked down. And you should be able to answer that very quickly and say, I'm a plexus lifer. I am here. I am in this. And if you can't answer that quickly, well, then no wonder you're stuck. No wonder that this is a hard time for you. No wonder you are like, I can't even figure out where to begin to go. There's a lot of layers to the onion that needs to get peeled back. And here's the exciting news. Like, here's some super exciting news. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm going to tell you a little something. I'm speaking at convention as well. And one of the little snippets that I'm going to go ahead and tell you something I'm going to say so you get to hear it before everybody else if you're in there. You can do hard things. I can do hard things. You can do hard things. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what your skill set is. You can do hard things, but it is up to you. All of it. It's all up to you. There is no reason that each and every one of us cannot go above and beyond and rebuild and rebuild and rebuild. And let me tell you this, I ain't rebuilding this year. I'm building. Let me tell you this, mark my words. I'm rebuilding another jewel leg. Mark my words. Okay. My husband went all the way back down to like nothing. I've got him back up to 1,000 points last month, and he will go emerald this summer. Mark my words. Okay. You can rebuild and rebuild and rebuild. You can. And then you can finally decide that I am going to push through the pain. I am going to stay the course. I am going to stay consistent. And even when life tries to knock me down, I am here and I am faithful and I can do hard things because my vision is so big that nobody can steal that from me. So whatever that is that you need to do to go get downright dirty and ugly, go do it. If you need to go have a good cry and a good glass of wine, go do it. If you need to rewrite your why, go do it. If you need to message Christina or Brittany or Michelle or April or whoever your jewel upline is in the next 24 hours and say, you do not have to respond to me. I know you're busy, but here's my why. Here's where I'm at. Here's what I'm doing. And I just need you to let you know that I'm in this and I'm here. And when you've got time, let's get a Zoom call together. You can do hard things. I am so honored I got to be with y'all tonight. And I hope that I get to see you at convention. And if you're not going to convention, I feel really bad for you because we know a lot of things that are happening and it's really cool. But I'll tell you what's really cool is getting to be on this freaking team call.
Man, I don't even know what I'm supposed to say. There are so many jokes I want to make that you would get, Jill. And then I have my eyes keep like sweating. It's the weirdest thing. It doesn't usually happen. There's like emotion involved. But what I love about what you shared is that the decision came first. You decided that you were going to be what created a change in your business. And then that became a belief, which then affected your actions, which of course led to results. You didn't wait for company-wide momentum. You didn't wait for a rock star to come to you. You made a decision to go be the change. And I'll tell you, we just finished a study of Esther at church and just seeing God and all the happenstances. I look back over me and you and Brittany and just this weird friendship along the years. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that was God. And all of those weird, awkward encounters, just that was him showing up. And that is to see it come full circle. What I also know is that 10 years from now, there's going to be a whole nother set of happenstances. We're going to go through some hard things in the next several years. We're going to go through some transitions and growth and all kinds of things. And it's an honor to walk beside you, friend. I love that. You say things like hold the hole. I mean, I don't really know what else to say besides that. But
people say things like, oh girl, like I had hemorrhoids and pushed for 30 minutes. I'm like, hold a hole. Okay. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I love you. I appreciate just the affirmation. I think Brittany and I still look back and we're like, how did we get here? And then when people like you, who we admired for years before we arrived, say things like, man, y'all have had an impact. We're just like, who, us? Like, we still don't have it all figured out. We're still all completely open to growth and change. So I see it repeatedly in the comments and I'm going to take it the nicest way I can from my team that keep saying this is the best call ever. Taking it the nicest way possible, but fantastic job, Jill. We appreciate you so much. So proud of you. So proud. And tell Griggs we love him. Okay. Good night, y'all.